Hey Alex, I want to walk you through the process of adding the new sitemaps for each of the properties. So what we see here is the completed version for Sterling. A few things are going on, but we're really focused on the layers. There's one layer that just has the map, and then there's a group of layers, four specifically, that are four shapes, and they each have a single word name. So once this is completed, you'll be able to link to them within the WordPress site via this name, which is why this is important. Including this, for sake of example, let's do all of them as MLOC dash property name, all lowercase, no spaces, one word. But let's recreate this real quick so you can see how I got here. So I'm going to go File, New. You're going to want to choose a size that's going to work on all of these sitemaps. I've not seen them all, so I'm not sure the size. 800 by 800 is fairly safe to go by. If they are longer than they are tall, 800 by 600. But for sake of this, let's just do a square. And I'm going to paste in that image into my square. You can just make it fit. And we see we already have the one layer, the background's already there. So to add this group, come down here and create a new group. And then you can see within here, this is where, let's just make a reference here to make sure I have the right one. Yeah, MLOC. Let's call this property name just John Gibbs for sake of example. And now we want to add some shapes. And that's where it's somewhat unique because you can come in here and add shapes to these. So in this case, we're going to add one. We're going to add two, three, and four. And you can see, now I would name these, I don't know what would be in there. Let's just say there's a video store, there's a burger place, there's retail 1, and retail 2. So now you have that setup that we were at before. We have to do some customizations to each of these layers, but we can do that right now. So with video, we're actually going to want a few things. We're going to make it white. Let's do that for each of these. Make it white. Now, in this case, let's just do them all white for right now. So I want to show you the highlight with red and orange. So if we're looking at, let's go to video, the big one. Now for each of these, you're going to want to double click and it opens up this layer style and just bring the opacity down to 25%. And do it on each one of these layers. So now they have the hover effect on top of them. And when you scroll, you can't really see it here because it's a static image, but that will give that effect that we see on the current Sterling page today. One comment on the orange versus the red. I'm going to include your color code. I don't know what it is right now, but for the ones that have a color over them, I'm going to use a sample red for now. It's more of an orange, but you can try in between any of these. So So they all have 25% opacity. These three are white, and this one is a reddish orange that creates that hover effect. And that's it. From here, you would come to File. Let's save this. So you come up here to Save, Export as. And you're going to want to choose SVG. Hit export, give it a name that's recognizable for us, and hit save. And that's how you create that CVG image that has the hover effects on each of these. I'm also going to include documentation from the plugin directly, but this is just kind of a more personalized look. Hope this helps.